Are you Matthew Aldridge?
I'm the attorney of fact for Matthew Aldridge.
You were what?
The attorney of fact.
Attorney what?
Of fact.
Attorney of fact. And what does that mean?
You know, his authorization to do legal representation.
Are you a licensed attorney?
No, I'm simply an attorney of fact.
Okay. And does that mean you have a power of attorney? What is your name? What is your name?
All right, everyone. Today's court hearing is one for the books. We've got a man named Matthew Aldridge, or at least that's what the official paperwork says. The person standing at the podium, however, is trying to claim he doesn't have a name and that he's acting as something called an attorney of fact. Now, that's not an actual legal position. It's another one of those made-up titles these self-proclaimed legal experts use to avoid accountability. As usual, he's trying to argue that the court has no authority over him. But the reality is simple. Courts have jurisdiction over anyone within their area, no exceptions. Judge Simpson doesn't fall for a second of it. He calmly but firmly takes control and, by the end, completely exposes a flaw in this man's argument. It's a fascinating exchange that shows exactly how experience outsmarts confusion. Let's get right into it and see.
You don't have a name? Pardon?
I'm the attorney of fact for the respondent in the area.
Well, let me explain to you. Only an attorney at law can stand in court and represent a criminal defendant. And to do so otherwise violates the criminal law statutes of the state of Tennessee and could land someone who attempts to represent themselves as an attorney at law in serious trouble. I understand what you're saying. I understand you're saying an attorney in fact. And what I want you to understand is that if you have a power of attorney, then you need to demonstrate that power of attorney. Do you have a legal document called a power of attorney?
No, I do not this time.
Okay. Then you don't have any authority to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge in this court. You have no legal authority, nor do you have any authority through a legal document to represent or to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge.
Why don't the court just let me file this document?
Show it to the bailiff and he'll show it to me. Apparently there's a copy here.
So here's where things really take a turn. The man keeps calling himself an attorney of fact. And to prove it, he actually hands the judge a piece of paper. Unfortunately, you can't see it clearly on camera, but the paper basically quotes a so-called law that doesn't exist anywhere in the real legal system. It's something he seems to have made up on his own. For anyone wondering, a legitimate attorney must be licensed by the state, follow professional conduct rules, and work under recognized legal procedures. You can't just write your own law on a sheet of paper and expect it to hold up in court. Sovereign citizens often argue that they're above government authority or outside court jurisdiction, but that's simply not true. Courts rely on established federal and state laws, not imagination. The judge, as you'll see, has no patience for this kind of showmanship. It makes me wonder, though, are these cases becoming more common, or are we just seeing more of them pop up lately? Tell me what you think in the comments.
The jurisdiction of this court by simply filing some legal mumbo jumbo having to do with civil litigation. That has civil litigation in it. It is not a criminal case that you have cited. So it has no effect on this court regarding the criminal statutes of this court. This court is empowered under the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee and by the duly elected citizens of Cheatham County to empower and enforce the laws of the state of Tennessee. And that is what I'm going to do regarding Matthew Lynn Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge is set for today to appear in court personally on what we call our last plea day before his trial date tomorrow.
Is that an article 3 trial?
To what?
Will that be an article 3 trial? A trial by jury with jury?
It would be a trial by jury. Certainly it would be. But I don't know who you are. And I don't think you have any authority if you are not Matthew Lynn Aldridge to appear before this court, and you're wasting valuable time to all of these other citizens who are here today. So when I'm talking, you stop talking. No, you will when I'm finished talking. You are wasting the court's time by doing this, and I'm just simply instructing you that if you are, in fact, Matthew Lynn Aldridge, then this is your last day to settle your case. The trial date is set for tomorrow, and unfortunately, it will not go forward because of the fact that I have a conflict and I have to be in Stewart County on a civil matter. So we're going to assign a new trial date.
You have to hand it to this judge. His patience and professionalism are impressive. Even while this man keeps repeating the same false legal ideas, the judge stays calm and methodical, shutting down every claim one by one. He doesn't get angry or lose focus. He just dismantles each argument with precision. It's like watching experience go up against confusion and win effortlessly. At one point, the judge even jokes lightly about the man refusing to say his own name, which you don't see often in a courtroom. Judges usually stay very reserved, but this one handled the moment with both control and confidence. From the very beginning, it was clear he wasn't going to let the courtroom turn into chaos. And really, moments like this remind us just how empty these so-called sovereign arguments are. They don't hold up under even basic legal scrutiny. And every time someone tries, it ends the same way, with a lesson learned the hard way.
Is in fact invalid because it does not cite any valid criminal statute, and therefore I'm denying whatever that might be in the way of a motion. The trial date will be July 15th. The last day for Mr. Aldridge to enter a plea or go to trial will be July the 8th. July the 8th. Now, we're going to give you a card. If you are, in fact, Matthew Aldridge and you're just playing games with the court regarding this nonsense that you filed, then you may get this card and you may go on about your business. If you are not Matthew Aldridge, then I would suggest to you, you relay to Mr. Aldridge that he must appear on July the 8th, or a bond revocation will take place, and his case will be set, will take place with him in jail, incarcerated on the 15th. That's the judgment of the court. You need to take your piece of paper.
The whole sovereign citizen idea continues to be one of the most puzzling things to watch. These individuals truly believe they can step outside the law just by saying they don't recognize government authority. They often quote bits of common law or the Uniform Commercial Code, completely misunderstanding how those systems actually work. Let's be clear. Courts operate under federal, state, and local laws that have been in place for centuries and are backed by the Constitution. There's no loophole that lets you simply opt out. Still, these arguments clog up courtrooms across the country, wasting time and resources while accomplishing nothing but frustration and often new charges. From a legal standpoint, the reason these defenses always fail comes down to one thing: jurisdiction. If you're physically within a court's region, that court has authority over you. It doesn't matter what you claim to believe. Judges hear these arguments all the time, and they don't entertain them for even a moment. Try to fight a ticket or skip taxes using these tactics not only fails, it can actually lead to more penalties. Honestly, it's hard to understand why anyone keeps trying this. Maybe it's a misunderstanding, or maybe it's a refusal to accept responsibility. Either way, it's a losing battle every time. That's all for today's breakdown. Everyone, if you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like and subscribe for more courtroom stories like this one. And share your thoughts below, why you think people keep falling into this mindset. Thanks so much for watching, and take care until next time.